Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here with Willy Wood. Willy is in charge of the Right to Learn conference. Missouri Literacy Association is the co-sponsor, and so I hope a lot of my ILA friends will be very interested in the conference. I'm going to do a quick little share screen here to show you. This is what you'll see when you go to the registration page and national level keynote speakers and the whole 9 yards. So I'm talking too much and Willy isn't talking enough. I'll turn things over to him. So Willy, just an opening remark.
I'm Willy Wood. I've been a language arts teacher, a language arts consultant for many years. And I also have been running the Right to Learn conference for, I don't know exactly how long, but I think 25 years plus at this point. So it's something that has become kind of a tradition around here.
Oh, okay, well, I'm going to get right to the first question, and I'll do a little shares magic here. And the first question's, I've got the wrong first question, but I think we'll just go with this and say, tell us what makes Right to Learn so special and how you've adapted to the new normal, and then we'll get back to this picture in a minute. Okay. So tell us all about it.
Well, generally, the Right to Learn conference is a live conference, and it has been for a long time. And it's normally, it's pretty much a regional conference. It's always held in Missouri, usually down at the Lake of the Ozarks, a nice resort area. But we draw attendees from all around the Midwest and sometimes from farther away. And this year, it's been a challenge because normally we have 600 to 800 teachers, K-12 language arts teachers in attendance at the conference. And we have full day sessions and breakout sessions and keynotes and fun events and all that. And obviously, since we can't get together face to face this year, we've had to backpedal and get creative. So instead of trying to run a virtual conference at the same time as our normal live conference, which we feel like we probably would have run into a lot of trouble with because teachers are having a lot of trouble getting out of their classrooms this year and getting subs and all of that, even to sit at home and attend a virtual conference. So we decided to take some of our national level speakers we had lined up for 2021 anyway, and to get them to agree to do some Zoom sessions, some evening webinars. And we have designed it so that each speaker does a 3-session mini series, so to speak, on Thursday nights. And we've spread that out across the school year. We actually finished up our first one last night with Matt Glover, who did a fantastic job, K-6 workshop on Writer's Workshop. And it was amazing. And we're getting ready to move on to the next one here starting next week.
Okay, and by the way, I was at that session, all 3 of those sessions, and they were amazing. So the first speaker I want you to talk about is Tani McGregor, and I know she's, this is from your website. So what can we expect from her? I know she's up next Wednesday, and by the way, I'm signed up for that one, so you'll see me there. And
yeah, so Tani is an amazing presenter, and she's what I call a teacher's teacher. She won't give you a ton of research, even though all of her stuff is very research based, but she's all about practical application in the classroom. She already has a couple of books out there that people may be familiar with, one on comprehension and one on genre, and great books by Heinemann. And so she is a reading expert, and she's really, her workshop is going to be K-12, so she really can apply her material at any grade level. Most recently, though, she has branched out into an area that I find just fascinating, and her most recent book is called Ink and Ideas. I'll hold a copy up here so that you can see it. The reason I wanted you to see this particular book is because I'm going to flip open just a few pages. This book is about sketchnoting, so it's about visual representations of comprehension and thinking. And it's just, some of the work in here is amazing. So if I'll just flip open some pages so that you can see just a, a visually stunning book with all kinds of examples of sketchnoting throughout there, and how to do it, and how to use it for pre-assessment and assessment, and catching students thinking, and even summative assessments. So an amazing book there, and that's what she's going to be focusing on in her three-session mini-series. That starts next Thursday, October 22nd, and she will be speaking 3 Thursday nights in a row. And the thing about Tani is, again, K to 12, we put down in our on the website that this would be for K to 12 teachers, because really, whether you're using it for kindergartners all the way up to even college level classes, people just love to represent their thinking visually. I've done some of this in workshops that I've presented, and if you put crayons and markers and things out on the table, even with adults, they just get very happy, and they enjoy getting their thinking down in ways other than just writing. So she'll talk to people about how to make that happen in their own classrooms.
Okay, well, talking about before and we're going to move on to the next speaker in just a second, but before we do, I noticed that a lot of these speakers are from Heinemann, and some of your participants are becoming very happy because of some arrangements you've made. Could you share that with us very quickly?
We have several co-sponsors, and Sam has already mentioned that the Missouri Literacy Association, our state branch of ILA, is one of our co-sponsors. Also should mention that the Missouri Council of Teachers of English, our Missouri branch of the NCTE, is a co-sponsor, as well as our 5 National Writing Project sites here in the state, the Missouri Writing Projects Network. So had to get a plug in for all 3 of those co-sponsors, because they co-sponsor the conference every year, and they do a lot to promote it. But in addition to that, we have another sponsor this year, which is I believe it's BK Educational Resources, but Carrie Williams is our area Heinemann rep. And since most of our speakers this year just ended up being primarily Heinemann people, she has jumped in and made an amazing offer to attendees of the conference. So if you sign up for any of the sessions, basically what she's doing is giving you 40% off code to use, I think all the way through the end of the year, on any of the Heinemann products that she pushes. So it's really good stuff, and that's just another perk of attending.
Okay, now let's get back to business here. I'll put that screen back up for just a second. Could you tell us about the next 2 speakers? And there they are, and I'll let you take it away from there.
Yeah, so Michael Salinger and Sarah Holbrook are 2 of my favorite people in the world. They're just, if you've ever attended one of their sessions, you know they can be kind of wacky and zany. And they always talk about their transformations, because they call themselves creatives, and they like to talk like they don't know how to turn a screwdriver or do anything like that, that they're just such creative people, and they are. But Sarah actually started off in the law and business, I think, and Michael started out, was an engineer for many years, but they both became poets. They're both nationally recognized performance poets. I know that Michael led the Poetry Slam team in Cleveland for some years, and I think they won the national championship one year when he was the head of that. So they're both amazing poets, and they're both amazing teachers of writing. And their sweet spot is kind of grades 3 to 8, and that's what they're going to be focusing towards for us this year. They've written together over 20 books of poetry for kids and adults. And they've also written 5 professional books for teachers about the teaching of writing and vocabulary and teaching poetry and so on and so forth. Their latest book is called From Striving to Thriving Writers, and that's with Scholastic. And they will be bringing out some of the material from that book to show teachers I know their first session is going to be focused on getting kids who have trouble getting started writing, using frameworks to get them started, kick-started, and then to teach them how to elaborate from that. They've got a whole bunch of very kid-friendly but very practical strategies for helping kids elaborate their writing and revise writing and become better writers. So they're going to be sharing with us right after Tani's session is done the next week, November 12th, they will start, and then they'll do their second session on November 19th. We'll skip Thanksgiving week, and then they will finish up on December 3rd after that.
Okay, and it just keeps getting better and better because our next, again, a pair, Kate and Maggie Roberts. So give us the lowdown on them. I know that they are huge. They have an amazing following on Twitter, among other things. So
Yeah.
I'll let you take it from there.
Okay, Kate and Maggie are up-and-comers in the language arts world for sure. They look like they're 20 years old, but I know they have to be a little bit older than that because both of them have been Teachers College reading and writing staff developers for over 10 years. So they've been at it a little while, and both just super, super sharp teachers. And they've written some books as well, together and separately. I know that together they wrote a book recently called DIY Literacy that's real popular. Kate published a book recently called A Novel Approach, which is really interesting because she kind of brought together two things that are often seen as opposites. The teaching of whole class novels, and yet still using student-centered approaches like reading and writing workshop while you teach the whole class novels. So that's something that I know a lot of teachers struggle with, having every kid reading the same book, and how do you still make that student-centered? So that whole book is about that. You mentioned they have a huge following on Twitter. They're very, very big on social media and very well respected on the East Coast. And I don't think a whole lot of people have run across them yet in our neck of the woods, but I think after this, they will know them a lot better. So they are, after Christmas, we'll take a little bit of break over Christmas. And after Christmas in January, Kate and Maggie will be doing their workshops on January 14th, 21st, and 28th to kind of wrap up the 4 series that we currently have planned. And while I'm at it, I need to slip this in before I forget to put it in. I am working on those 4 series that we've mentioned to this point are what you will find if you look at the website today. We're working on trying to get a 5th series put together that would be an author's series. And I think that will happen. I've got 2 of the 3 nailed down so far. I need to get 1 more. And the plan is to have 3 children's / young adult authors whose works are read often by students and often taught in K-12 classrooms to come and talk to our teachers via Zoom. 3 different authors, 1 each night for 3 Thursday nights in February. So keep an eye out for that. It's not up on the website yet, but as soon as we get it put together. We'll put it up there and try to get the word out.
Okay, and we're trying to keep things on both Twitter and the website going on that. My last thing is almost like a personal thing, because I've been coming to Right to Learn for years and years, and one of the things I always say about the conference is, man, you always got something to take home to do on Monday. And so I'd like for you to end this by telling us about the kind of takeaways teachers have shared with you over the years, and you know, that this is a nuts and bolts, this is a teachers conference. This is really for teachers. So take it away.
Yeah, I think it is, and we try to do that in a variety of ways. At our normal live conference, we have whole day workshops on Thursday usually. So if somebody sees a topic that they really need to dig into deeply, then they can attend one of the whole day workshops. We have usually over 70 breakout sessions, 90-minute breakout sessions, and those are, you know, it's your opportunity to just tighten something up, learn something, you know, one way to do something a little bit differently, and get a whole bunch of those by attending 5 different workshops. And then we have the big national level keynoters as well to inspire people and to really shake up their thinking and to inspire them and encourage them. So, you know, there's a lot there, and it's for K to 12. Actually, we have K to college professors at the conference, so there's always something for everybody. So everybody generally, I mean, if they plan their schedule well, there's plenty to pick from to where they can get exactly what they want and walk away from the conference, you know, feeling that they've gotten things that they can use right away. My goal as the conference planner is I always say that I try to make Right to Learn like a mini NCTE or a mini ILA conference. So the goal is to have, we obviously can't have as many speakers as they do at the huge conferences, but the goal is to have the same level of speakers at our conference as you would get at a national level conference, in a smaller, more intimate, more friendly, I think, kind of atmosphere. So that's what I'm shooting for. I'll also put in a plug for, again, at our live conferences, we always try to have some fun events as well. It's not just learning, because the learning, the days are long. There's a lot of sessions to go to. So we try to break it up a little bit. We have a magnetic poetry contest. We have a micro essay writing contest. We have our late night open mic, which is always a blast, and that usually goes to almost the wee hours of the morning. And we also have a reception for the Scholastic Student Writing Award winners each year, where the kids come to the conference with a parent or a teacher, and they have a big reception. Our Missouri Writing Projects Network has a huge reception for them, gives them their awards, and so on. So we have a lot of fun events. We're going to try to keep some of that going, even though we're having to do things virtually this year. At the end of Michael Salinger and Sarah Holbrook's final session, that would be the one on December 3rd, we're going to have a virtual open mic. So, even if you did not sign up for Michael and Sarah's sessions, you can show up. We'll send out to everybody who requested, as much as we can. We'll disseminate the link to show up on Zoom for the open mic. And when Michael and Sarah have finished their session, we'll let people in, and they will actually lead the open mic. And we're going to try to get some other maybe poetry slam people or fiction authors to show up as well and read from their work. So that will happen on December 3rd, and that will be free. And then we're going to, if we get our author series added, the last day of the final author series workshop, we will have our virtual Scholastic Student Writing Awards reception online for those kids. So we're going to try to keep some of our normal live events going in a virtual format this year.
Okay, well, small but mighty is what I'll have to say here. I want to show my readers something real quick, and that is on the blog, there will be a place where you can just click in and go to register. I'm going to give Willie a chance to tell you about how you can get some real bargains about that if you register for more than one. And I'm so looking forward to the rest of these. I'm signed up for them all. So Willie, I'm going to let you finish it up and tell my readers why they should click on this while they're looking at this, after they're done with this video on my blog, to take a look at it and click on it and register. So Willie,
Okay.
It's all yours for the ending here.
Okay, so there's several ways you can get to it. If you click on Sam's link there, you see that ungodly looking URL there. It's okay. You can click on that and that will get you there. If you forget and don't use Sam's link, and you think later on that I wanted to go sign up for that Right to Learn conference, or at least check out the website, you don't have to try to recreate that huge URL. Just type in www.writetolearnconference.com. So that's write, WRITE, to learn conference.com, and that will redirect to that big URL that you see on Sam's blog. The university that we run this through has switched over to a CVent system that creates those crazy URLs, but both will work, and Right to Learn Conference is easier to remember. So that's how you get registered. Sam mentioned that the more sessions you sign up for, the cheaper each session is, and that's the way we've set it up. So basically, if you sign up for one, it's $149. If you sign up for two, they're $129 each. If you sign up for three, it's only $109 each. If you sign up for four, it's only $89 each. So the more you get, the more you save, basically. And I also want to put a plug in for our Twitter account, because there's a lot going on over there. Sam runs that and does a fantastic job of that. And so if you want to join us on Twitter and see what people are talking about, that's at Right to Learn Mo. And I don't know if it makes a difference, but it's a capital W, capital L, and capital M-O, Right to Learn Mo. And the hashtag is WTLMO. So I think I've hit all of the online connections there. Did I leave anything out, Sam?
I don't think so, but what you've told me now is that I'll do a bit of before I post the blog tomorrow, I'll do a little bit of editing and make sure that those easy to get to links are there, and also here's how to get to Twitter things are there. So thank you so much, Willie. It's always an amazing conference, and I love the way you've kind of pulled things together this year, and we will overcome kind of thing. So well done, and you get the last word, because you be the boss. You get the last word, Willie.
Well, 2020 has been something, hasn't it? So we're all just trying to survive, and we didn't want the conference to lay out for a year. We held on to the dream as long as possible of having a live conference, but we have to plan this out months in advance, and finally it reached a point where we knew there was no way we were going to be able to predict what things were going to be like in February, and whether we were be able to have people sit close together and gather in a big conference. So this is our plan B, and I'm happy with it so far. And I think many people in the world had never heard of Zoom a few months ago, but now it's kind of the new normal. So hopefully this format is not too off-putting to people, and I think we can still get some great PD. It just looks a little bit different.
Okay, well, let's do a Zoom wave for our audience. Bye, everybody.
Bye,
And thank you
everybody.
so much.
Thank you, Sam.